I'm blessed to have you as a mom in my life, and I truly mean it when I say that I feel like my life is happier, easier, better, all the good, positive adjectives with you in it. And I hope and I wish that I'm born to you in every lifetime.
Oh my God! Tiger is a very chilled out but super protective brother. Tiger and Rinzing were both home that day. They got to know that this guy is in Kisho's room. Tiger takes a baseball bat and goes up into the room to like scare the shit out of that guy.
You have to have that one person in your family doing that.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes the other members don't, and I feel similar to this, and there has to be someone doing it.
Yeah.
Of course, I read every single word that's written about my children. I used to feel incredibly bad, incredibly agitated, because I see the hard work that they put in, you know. Whatever both of them have achieved today has not come on a platter. Finally, one day, I just told my mother, you know, Mom, he may not be the richest guy in the world, but he's the best-hearted guy. He'll keep me happy. And she said, how are you going to live there and this and that? That time we were in Teen Batti Chawl, you know. So I said, whatever it is, it's my decision. I know he will keep me happy.
A rumor about your son and daughter that you heard and you laughed it off, but at that time you were like, really?
Daughter dating a Brazilian footballer. That was hysterical. Son, what was the rumor? That he was dating Disha.
Yeah.
They're like best friends.
Yeah. Hello everyone, I'm Rudrani and welcome to Speak Easy. My guests today are very, very special. Are two people, are two women who are so exceptional in what they are doing. This mother-daughter duo are best friends, are entrepreneurs, and are killing it all the way. There is no other way to put it. I'm talking about Ayesha Shroff and Krishna Shroff joining us today. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you so much. Hello, my amazing women.
Thank you for having us.
I was going to say, keep talking.
Aisha, tell me how that bond has developed. I said you're best friends because you are kind of that. You are that mom who's, you know, empowered her, who's made her who she is, you know, said that live your life the way you want to. And that is so important.
Yeah, definitely. As I feel as Krishna's grown older, we've gotten even closer, frankly. Yeah. And I share everything with her, and ditto she with me. It's like you rightly said, there is a bond, a special bond with a mother and son, and a daughter and her father. But nothing can compare to what a mother and a daughter have.
I want to know, like I asked her, this bond that has evolved, like how did the rebellious teenager finally become the best friend eventually? We all are there. I'm assuming you're a little rebellious. I mean, I definitely was.
I think we all have a little bit of that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, this whole talk about nepo and this and that. I mean, at the end of the day, yes, we were born with a certain silver spoon, you know, and I'm blessed to be able to have that platform, to be able to kind of have that opportunity to go for my dreams and what I truly want to do, you know. I think it's all thanks to that. It's a little bit of a head start, but at the end of the day, you know, you have to work just as hard, if not harder, because your parents have left this massive legacy themselves that you kind of have to break out of and take forward, and also just prove, you know, your own merit. Yeah. I think Mom and I have always been super tight. She has been, you know, she's raised us with she's been really strong in saying that no matter what you guys do, there has to be an open communication between us. So she's been aware of everything from the beginning, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. And I think that's really helped our trust, grow. And I feel like because she's given us that freedom and because she's given us her trust, my brother and I never wanted to break that, and we never wanted to do anything to hurt her because of how much she believed in us. So I think that's definitely helped our relationship. And I mean, my mom's, like you said, my best friend. I want her involved in every aspect of my life, whether it's my personal life or my professional life. And I'm so lucky and blessed to be able to share the same vision with her.
And probably the right moment to bring up the fact that that's how the entire MMA fight night started and her involvement, isn't it?
Yes. Mom wasn't very aware of the sport. I introduced her to the sport of mixed martial arts. I've been following it closely for almost 2 decades now. I remember Mom and I went to watch, fights live for the first time together. That was the first time she'd ever watched a fight live. And I don't think there was any looking back after that.
I was hooked after that.
I feel like the adrenaline rush she felt was, something like she's never felt before. And I think, her being able to see it and live it and experience it made her instantly, come on board. And we both had the same vision. And I believe when you're, intent's in the right place, in a pure place, there's going to be longevity in that.
Yeah. I think for every mother, I think you define motherhood in very different ways, And it starts off with when you have your first child, and then you have your second, and then you find out your own ways to understand what that meant for you. So we'll go there.
Okay.
How that was for you.
So I was pretty young when we got married, and I was pretty young when I had Tiger. And honestly speaking, I hated kids, okay? So I wasn't very sure what kind of a mother I'd be, I'd always be awkward around babies. And, when friends would say, oh, take my baby, and I would like, no, it's
that
very
instinct
cute,
wasn't
but,
there.
I didn't have any motherly instinct whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I was like, I wonder what kind of mother I'm going to be ultimately. But then Tiger came along and some switch got flicked. And, he was this little goal-matol baby with blue eyes and a smile on his face. There was no crying, and like people in the hospital when he was born would come and look at him through that window, like who's this baby and stuff like that, And of course I was a very hyper mother to begin with. So he had his little nursery and everything, and I would not let anyone enter that room unless they were wearing a mask. I would boil all his utensils in Evian water and like extremes of that level, okay? Once Krishna came along, I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm fully seasoned now. Do whatever you want.
Go eat that dirt.
I mean,
Yeah.
literally. So when the kids were really small, so I don't know, somehow I always felt like part of the gang, So I would arrange these, we were living in a building which had a lovely garden and everything at Mount Mary. And I would pitch tents for them, and we would have like ponds and, inflatable pools.
Correct.
And I was always part of that whole adventure. It was not like I'm setting it up and now you guys play. So I was the most enthu kid in that gang, so to speak. And I think it's what I've learned as a mother is really to not be overly controlling with your children and have fun with them, And I'm not a judgmental type of person by nature anyway, So neither is my husband. So we're pretty chilled out that way. But then when I get angry, I really get angry. So then everybody is like, okay, mom's angry. Now everyone pin drop silence. So that is effective in its way. If you're shouting constantly and correcting constantly, then it's going to be annoying for anybody,
You're married to a celebrity. You yourself, you're a model, you're a producer. You had your own thing going. But when you have married like the superstar, Jackie Shroff, there is that sense of, but this happens to women anyways who are not married to celebrities, but when you're doing that, it is about that person. And, But I feel like you've managed and you've balanced it out so well. You know, there are insecurities. It's just so human to be that way.
Of course.
And you've managed to have your own identity, even though you have like Tiger Shroff as your son, you know, another superstar. You have Krishna who's building your own thing. But I feel like you've managed to do that. And how has that been for you?
Once again, I think it's not that I've made a very conscious effort to do this.
Sure.
I guess it's just my personality. I'm pretty laid back. I'm a disciplinarian for sure. I have a few OCD issues for sure. But apart from that, for me, what is important is to be authentic. And if you're just going to be yourself, you're not putting on an act, you're not putting on a facade, I don't think it's difficult to maintain that authenticity. When you're trying to be fake, then that image just drops sometimes. That's when things go a little wrong. But Jackie, I've met him maybe 45 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 45 years ago actually.
Wow.
And
We look at you and you're like, it's possible. You know what I mean?
45 years ago, the guy is the same today as he was back then. Amazing. You know, okay, a few white hairs here and there, but apart from that, he's exactly the same. The same with my children. Tiger has always been this hyperactive, sporty kid who's been, like, when he takes up something, he goes into it like, to the depths of everything. He was like that in school, is the same today. Krishna, she's been super sporty in school, loved food, still loves food. And everybody, what I love about the three people in my family is the honesty. For better or for worse, they're not particularly diplomatic people.
Yeah, I love
and
that.
As far as I'm concerned, I coast through life doing what makes me happy. I think even they themselves have seen, the struggle that their father has had through life. I think I would like to think that I've been a good support to my husband as well. And we have done the best we could for our children. When we had everything and when we had nothing, my children were exactly the same. There was never any spoiled brat behavior. I don't know whether it's a genetic thing or an upbringing thing, but I can honestly say they've never given me a day's trouble. Krishna went a little off at one point when she was going with these weird tattoos and everything, and she hid her first tattoo from me.
She did?
She did. And then one day I just caught it. I said, "What's this?" And she said, she was like, she didn't know what to say. I said, "Oh, I love it, Kishu, I love it."
I was going to say.
Like I said, when you're a sister, when you have a father like that and you have a brother who's already a star, the connection always is going to be, someone's sister, someone's daughter. But you've managed so successfully to create a very satisfactory, a very secure position for yourself. And when you're in a family like that, it's very difficult.
It is for sure.
Everybody around our friends, a lot of people, you're questioning, are they friends for me? Are they friends because I come with this privilege?
Also,
all of that.
Sorry to interrupt, but
Of course.
the most annoying part about that is people automatically assume that's what you need to do, But it's not. There's a world beyond that. And I'm blessed to have the most supportive family, in the world, I'd say. They've supported my vision from the very beginning. They've had that belief in me from the very beginning. And, my mom was very humble in her answers, but I feel like all four of us are as alpha as the other, We're very different, but we're definitely all alphas. And we welcome challenges with open arms. So for me to,
Yeah, we are very competitive, huh? Even
Definitely.
the four of us.
between each
Love
other.
that.
We are not going to give in easily to anybody in the family.
Yeah.
We're all fighters there.
So game nights are bloodbaths.
Yeah, actually, that's true.
Yeah.
It's true. But, I've always been certain in having to wake up every single day being happy with what I'm doing. Life's too short to not be. I definitely went through a phase in my life where I was very insecure. I didn't really have, a clear path that I wanted to follow. And then obviously having to keep up with these, mega identities was like extra pressure, added pressure on its own. But I think I have to give credit to fitness. When I found fitness and began evolving, not just physically, but mentally as well, the progress I was able to make week by week made me feel really strong. It gave me like a newfound sense of confidence and security that I didn't have growing up, earlier in my life. And all those outside noises, those random trolls on the internet, they just didn't matter anymore.
When Tiger was born and you had people walking in with masks and all of that.
Yeah.
There is that sense of the mama bear and that protection that I need to protect my kids. When they were going in the industry, and both of them are a part of this industry, it is scary, isn't it? Sometimes.
So when my husband was at the peak of his career, he was a leading man and all of that. Social media didn't exist as it is today. So we were pretty insulated, so to speak, I mean, what mattered was your husband is going out there, he's shooting, his film releases, there's a big premiere, at one of the big cinemas, you go attend the premiere. After that, the film magazines come out with the box office collections, 100%, 70%, whatever it is. We used to have Silver Jubilee, Golden Jubilee, Platinum Jubilee back in those days. His first film did Platinum Jubilee after being written off the first week. So that was phenomenal. So it was it was a much easier life back then, in terms of all of this. Now with Tiger and Krishna in their respective fields, you are open to what anyone out there has to say, And as a mother, of course, I read every single word that's written about my children. So at one point, I used to feel incredibly bad, incredibly agitated, because I see the hard work that they put in, Whatever both of them have achieved today has not come on a platter. They are disciplined, they are focused, and they work bloody hard. They're not the only people in the world who work hard, but we're talking about them here, So, so when I see so much effort that goes in, and also perhaps good or bad, I'm not sure, we kept them pretty protected as they were growing up. Yeah. So my children are a little sensitive. They're not cold-hearted, beasts here.
So thick-skinned that way completely.
No, not at all, not at all. So I was always worried that, not always worried, but there was a worry that they're putting themselves out there, in front of the public, and they're opening themselves out to be ridiculed, to be praised, to be criticized, everything, So how are they going to handle that? They both handle it very differently, but very well. I handle it the least well.
You do? What do you do?
So I had a Twitter account which I have deactivated because the most filth is on Twitter. So it was literally causing me to fall ill. So I deactivated my Twitter and I'm a happy person now because I can control what happens on Instagram,
But we still gotta hold mom back from, replying to certain comments and things like that.
Oh, I'm quick gun Murugan, with my fingers. So like
little keyboard warrior here.
I'm like dying
So
to answer
cute.
back, but I'm like, whatever.
But I love that. But that's how mums are.
Yeah.
You do. It's so difficult
Thank
for
you.
them. But that's how mums are.
But it's also, I think Tiger and I both understand it's part and parcel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, people are going to talk about you if you're doing something in your life. So give them something good to talk about.
The sass right there. No one every time wakes up with having the perfect relationship, even with the mothers. I want to talk about that. And I also want to talk about how that is for you. When people go through the rebellion, it's only natural because, children have their phase. We're also fighting our own demons inside.
Of course.
And how that phase was for you. Some interesting anecdotes will obviously be welcome. So you have time to think while Krishna tells us her anecdotes.
The rebellious phase she was talking about, that happened between, I remember so clearly, between 15 and 18 years old.
Okay.
So peak teenage years.
Which is fair.
Yeah, fair. Thank
Yeah.
you.
We've all been through it. I mean, if you haven't been through it, I mean, good for you, but I mean.
I made some questionable choices back then, but instead of demeaning me for it, instead of being judgy about it, Mom was always just trying to understand me, and listen to me.
Amazing.
And just hear me out. I didn't want to be heard back then, which was my bad, but she always tried, I think that was really when I realized, wow, like, I have the best mom in the world. I can go to her with anything, and I don't have to be scared. I don't have to be scared of that judgment or, feeling some type of way. So I think that's, after that phase, before I left for college, I think we both got super tight. And then it's only been, better and better since then. And I think as, I grow up and I don't know, I feel like I understand Mom a lot more. And I understand,
I feel the same way.
Right?
Yeah.
You understand their feelings.
So I think I dealt with that part of Kishu's life by always trying to put myself in her shoes and remembering how I was at that age, you know what I mean? So I was like, damn, so this is how Mom must have felt, Shit, I'm so sorry, Mom, for putting you through this. Okay, take a deep breath. Let's handle this now, Shouldn't ever shut doors between you and your children. So that's what I really believed. And there was one hysterical anecdote.
Oh, I love it.
Okay. So,
Story time.
Yeah. So speaking about the not so wise choices,
Oh, God.
we're referring to boys.
Of course.
So
That is pretty much where parents usually say we've not been wise. I mean, I pretty much thought that's going to be it.
there was this one guy,
Yeah.
okay, who came home and, so Tiger is a very chilled out but a super protective brother. I can say the same for Kishu as well.
Yeah.
For
Very
Tiger?
chilled
Yeah.
out, but she will beat somebody down if they try any
I'd
funny
say
stunts.
I'm probably more protective than he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. She's very motherly towards him, I feel. More than me, actually, So, which is funny, but that's the way it is, and I'm glad it's that way. I always laugh with her and say, when I pop it and go upstairs, I know Tiger will be in good hands with you there,
This is a dark joke to laugh on, but we're going to just smile through it.
Yes, okay, fine.
It's funny.
It was so funny that it was scary, but we were all in hysterics by the
Yeah.
end of
You
it.
guys were, not me.
No, she was. Okay. So she snuck this guy into her room. Okay. Tiger and, Rinzing as well,
Yeah, of
right?
course,
So
of course.
Rinzing is a brother to both of them, like
course.
an older brother, right? They've been in each other's lives since they were born.
Yeah.
No, since they were
So
born,
they were born,
literally.
okay.
Yeah. So it so happened that Tiger and Rinzing were both home that day. They got to know that this guy is in Kishu's room. Tiger takes a baseball bat and goes up into the room to scare the shit out of that guy.
And they didn't even need a baseball bat.
No.
Both of them are these huge,
Yeah,
intimidating
And he was this
people.
skinny little thing.
Oh, so your that then boyfriend was like this really
I was going through like an emo phase.
I got it.
The goth,
Yeah.
black nail
Correct.
polish and,
Correct.
that kind of thing, okay?
Yeah.
So this poor guy, so she has this 4-poster bed in her room.
Correct.
So this poor guy is running around the 4-poster bed, chased by Tiger, chased by Rinzing. I'm standing at the door and saying, freaking out at the entrance of the door. Finally, that skinny guy goes under the bed and he's like, shivering under the bed, and these two giants hovering there, and I'm like at the door.
He was not the one. He was not the one.
Really?
No chance.
And Kishu sitting on the bed, Mom! So it was just complete hysteria, and then at the end of it, we were all laughing. The poor guy, of course, we allowed him to leave.
He must have
in
been
one
like, I
piece.
am never coming back. That must have ended
Did
it,
he
I
ever
assume.
come back after that?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I choose not to think about
Yeah,
that
think
time
about
of my
that.
life.
that episode.
Yeah,
Okay.
that never
It's
happened.
fine. I feel like it all adds to who you are today. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
So it's that phase I was going through. So the
Yeah.
more you told me not to do something, the more I wanted
Yeah.
to do it.
Pretty much the teenage rebellious
exactly.
phase of it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to, I mean, I know that they say like only, she might have more stories. I have a feeling there might be some stories for Tiger as well. I feel like they always look at him like this, like
Angel.
perfect bacha, and this is what you also have seen like say. But come on, I refuse to believe that there's only trouble from this
Thank you.
side. No, but really, there has to be some, right? Like fun ones. I feel like if you embarrass one, everybody gets to get embarrassed. I'm team you, so don't worry.
I like that.
Of course.
So I can think of one funny thing.
Okay.
The one with Jiva. Do you remember that episode?
What?
So Tiger now has this image of being
Oh,
this
yes,
action
yes.
star,
Yeah.
like all of that stuff, So back in the day, so Ranjit sir, his son Jiva, they're also like childhood friends, right? So they were much younger. This is before Heropanti and all of that stuff.
We were in high school.
You were in high
As in
school.
he was in high
yeah,
school.
Exactly. So Tiger is a pretty peace-loving guy, with this image of his and whatever, right? So I don't know what happened. They had all gone out for dinner or something like that. And some street fight suddenly happened from nowhere.
Oh, I was thinking of something else.
Oh, share it later.
Yeah.
Yeah, you must.
So some street fight happened and everything. Tiger got into his car and came back home quietly and let all of them handle what fight was going on and whatever was happening out there. Smart boy. So that's exactly what his dad said. Smart. Because the dad used to if there was his friends getting into some fight, he would jump into the middle, friends would run away, and he would be
the one
beaten
getting
up,
beaten up.
handling fighting 10 guys and all of that shit. We're just incredibly proud. Before Heropanti, when he signed the film, which he didn't even tell us about actually, he was called to Sajid Bhai's office directly, and he did everything on his own. When it was all done, he came and told us. So I have been offered this film and everything, and we were like, wow, go for it, So he didn't know the D of dancing before that. And he used to watch videos. He used to lock himself up in his room, watch videos all day long, learn. Then he found an amazing teacher who used to live in Badlapur. So this boy used to drive to Badlapur every morning, early morning, leave the house, pack his tiffin and whatever and go, learn his dances. Then he used to come back. And then those days, he used to go to Juhu Beach to do gymnastics and all of that stuff. So from there, he used to go to Juhu Beach. And because there was no training area for gymnastics as such in the city, So he was just practicing his gymnastics on the beach.
That's how the famous kicks happened.
Yes, and one day, two young guys came up to him, like unknown guys, and they said, "Bhai, can we join you?" So he said, "Aaja, join." And till today, those guys are part of Team Tiger. And till today, they go with him on set, and they're with him for his, his warm-ups, his stretching, his training, all of that, So they are like a band of brothers, still tight till today, which is amazing. So I love that.
But
Krishna,
he is very hardworking.
He's
He always
very
says,
hardworking, yeah.
Everyone says, oh, you're so talented, this and that. But he was like, it's not talent, it's just sheer hard work.
But that's beautiful.
Madam here was, like I said, she loved her food. So there were days back in the day when Bold and Beautiful used to come on TV.
Yeah.
So that used to be like our Sunday thing. So three of us would sit on the bed, watch Bold and Beautiful. Tiger and me, we would have 1 McDonald and 1 strawberry shake. Madam would have 2. Okay, so that was fixed routine. So she was this roly-poly little thing, And what she has achieved, changing her physique and, the kind of discipline and dedication, that's all self.
How was because discussing personal life with your mother is considered to be so awkward, right? I want to know how that ease was for you and how important is that slight approval from the mother when you're dating someone today?
For me, whoever's in my life is a big part of it, and I'm proud of him, So it's not something I would ever shy away from.
Yeah.
It's something I'm open about because it's that big
I
of
love
a part
that.
of my life. And I mean, I strongly believe no one knows the person you're with better than you do, Your parents can't know him as well as you do. Your brother or your sister can't know them as well as you do. It's just you and him in that relationship. So no one's going to understand it like you do.
I agree.
So, I mean, I think I trust myself enough to know that I'm with the right person. Someone who, for me, what's really important is he needs to motivate me and he needs to
Respect you.
of course, respect definitely. But for me, what's really huge is motivation. I want to be, motivated to be better than I was every day.
Yeah.
Better than I was yesterday, every day. Parents' approval just makes it easier. It makes the whole thing lighter. But I'm blessed. My mom likes the guy I'm with, I think.
Krishna just is like, oh,
I think. But
I think she does. She looks very happy when you're talking about him as well, right?
He's a really good guy.
Yeah.
He's a really good guy.
And, he's an athlete as well. So both of us have, at the core, we're very similar.
Of course, what Tiger will go through with whoever he's dating, as we all know, it's crazy. But so does her. I mean, everything is shamed and stuff like that. I feel like you've also sort of maneuvered through that pretty chill. And you are friends with them. And even with Tiger's girlfriends, I know that you've been friends with them. You've tried to see how it is. I think that is wonderful. Tell me how that is for you.
I know that ultimately whoever my children settle down with will be good people, because I've seen them go through their share of not great people, and we've always been calm about it, and we observe from a distance and she'll learn, he'll learn, kind of thing. And sure enough, they did, So I do believe that ultimately it's in their destiny, whatever happens, And I just want them to be happy at the end of the day. I don't care for anything else, because, today by God's grace, the family's happy, settled and everything. So, I think that's more than enough to be happy, And again, I keep putting myself in their shoes, When I started dating my husband, my mother had completely banned this, because he was this Jagu Dada and all of that, and her precious daughter and all of that stuff, So, and then of course there are people who go and fill your ears with,
Always.
such a bad boy, all of that stuff, So, and I used to sneak out and meet him. So, I mean, I've done it before these guys have, So, I need to remember what I did. Yeah. And the guy, I finally one day, I just told my mother, Mom, he may not be the richest guy in the world, but he's the best-hearted guy. He'll keep me happy. And she said, how are you going to live there and this and that? That time we were in Teen Batti Chawl, So I said, whatever it is, it's my decision. I know he will keep me happy. His mom is the most loving mother-in-law I could have. So we may not be rich, but we'll be happy. If there's a problem later on, I'll come running to you. But right now, I know he'll keep me happy. And I made the right decision, didn't I? So I'm hoping that my children are going to make the right decision as well.
Did that ever impact you with what you're reading, literally? And have you ever questioned that? And finally, how did you find out to say, I'm going to make my peace with whatever, I'm not going to believe whatever I read at all?
There's one aspect, because I know for a fact that, my son is so careful to keep me, his mother, from getting hurt in any way, which I love. It's so endearing, So, but I also know that he shares everything with his sister. So if sometimes I ask him, Tiger, all good, baby? And he'll say, all good, Mom, all good. Focused on focused on work, focused on this. But I know I'm his mother. If I know there's something that's not so good, I'll say, okay, theek hai. And I'll quickly go to her and I'll get all the info from her, So then, so whatever I read in the papers or on social media or anything never comes as a shock to me. The only thing that I react to negatively is when such utter crap is written. And just for the heck of writing crap, you know. I mean, if somebody's done something that deserves to be written badly about, yes, you should voice your opinion. But just for the heck of writing shit about somebody.
Like enjoying and taking pleasure out of it.
Yeah. And what have you done in your life, dude, that gives you the right to talk about somebody who has slogged their ass off to do what they do, you know? So that's my point.
I think on Mother's Day, let's just break that one lie that you told to the other person that you're like, I just want to say that I had lied about this and that wasn't true.
So I don't consider it a lie.
White lie.
Something that it's withholding information.
Okay.
So that you don't have to hurt the other person.
Fair enough. This will do. Perfect.
Yeah. So there was an ex-boyfriend in the picture who had this capacity to talk on another level, means other level, like like a machine gun, 24 hours, no problem, not a breath also. So I can't even say the time period because then
that's fine.
You can put two and two together. Yeah.
Let's just say when she was pretty young.
So it was a little time ago. So I would sit there, listen to the conversations, and every now and then I would do But I wasn't hearing anything that was being said.
Was zoning out.
Yeah, but I would. That would continue, you know. So,
but I was too.
Oh, you were too? Yes. There you go. Okay, awesome.
You're so aligned. It's crazy. Do you see the bond here? I mean, I'm pretty. Oh, I love that. Is there something that you think, maybe the moment of truth to like just, will anything ever shock her? I don't know.
I'm really trying hard, but it's impossible because the first person I go to with anything is my mother.
I love that.
Anything.
I love that.
So there's absolutely nothing.
That's awesome.
You know, and me as a person, genuinely.
She's extremely truthful. Huh?
Yeah.
She, like I was mentioning, the non-diplomatic side. So she's extremely truthful.
Also, you'll know exactly what I'm feeling when I'm feeling.
Yeah.
It's never a delayed response with me.
Yeah.
It's then and there.
Yeah. Which is great.
Tiger's pretty good at hiding his feelings, you know.
Very good.
He's very good at that, and he internalizes everything. This one,
but he's
externalizes
also able to channelize his emotions in such a positive way, you know, through his training, his dance, all of that stuff. Me, on the other hand, I feel like I would just erupt. So it's better to just let it all out then and there.
Yeah. I think we should do some fun questions now. Krishna's fab at it. So should we go first with Mrs. Ayesha Shroff?
Done. Okay.
Oh,
this is the competitive side.
Mrs. Ayesha Shroff. Are you ready? Okay. A rumor about your son and daughter that you heard and you laughed it off, but at that time you were like, really?
Daughter dating a Brazilian footballer. That was hysterical.
I'm like,
he played football. He wasn't a footballer.
Yeah, right. And son, what was the rumor? That he was dating Disha.
okay, so you didn't believe that. So you were like, okay, whatever. But you're also friends with them. So
Yeah,
I mean, like,
they're like best friends.
Yeah. Okay, not bad at all. A rumor about yourself that you've ever read or heard in your friend circle that you were like, this is funny.
That I was dating XYZ when nothing could be further from the truth, considering XYZ was gay.
Oh, really?
Yes.
We're spilling some tea here. A quality about your son and daughter that you like and that you disapprove of.
Ooh, I like this game.
Okay. Son, good quality. His focus and his discipline. Okay, that's two.
Okay,
But
that's fine.
it's
That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine.
That I don't like, spends too much time on his phone and tends to space out. Two again. Okay.
Okay. Fair enough.
Daughter, quick to temper.
You don't like
Don't
this.
like.
Yeah.
Don't like. Okay. Good quality, most loving person in my life.
Oh, how cute. I love that. Okay, if there was a mistake that you made, because Yes, mothers do make mistakes. It is possible on Mother's Day. Mothers don't get angry on this part. If you make a mistake, who's the child that you would go to and talk about it first so that you will fix it with them?
Krishna.
Really?
100%.
100%.
That's the daughter-mother bond.
Yeah, 100%.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, mom definitely tells me more than she tells Tiger.
Or my husband.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
So
for
best
sure.
friends for sure.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. An advice from your mother that you've always followed.
Go for the adventure.
You
love
did.
that.
Yeah.
I love that. I need to get advices like this
My
more.
mother, at the age of 85,
Yeah.
went to Morocco for a trip, okay, on her own. She wanted to go to the souk. The hotel car took her. There was a traffic jam. My 85-year-old mother got out of her Mercedes or whatever, jumped onto a donkey's back, and entered the souk on a donkey's back.
She was amazing.
She was
Yeah.
amazing.
I love that. This is what I want to do.
This is what
really want to do
I
like
want
that.
to be an old lady like that.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And, that's it. I want to be the best grandmother in the world and repeat all those childhood fun parties that I had with my children, with my grandchildren.
How sweet.
know.
Krishna?
Yes.
Yes, are you hearing that loud and clear?
I once got an elephant into our building so that they could go for elephant rides. Remember
Oh
that?
my God,
Yeah, it was
really?
sweet.
There was a
was-
lot of elephant poop to clean up after that, but it was fun.
But that's amazing. A misconception that the world harbors about you, your son, your daughter, and your husband.
I can help you with mine. If you
What-
can't think of one
That,
for me.
like when you know the world around you, and
Like basically, for me, before people get to know me or talk to me, they think I'm a big
whatever.
bitch.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
resting bitch
Right.
face,
Yeah.
you know?
Which is
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much me as well.
And she's just not at all.
Yeah, so when
She's
they get to know me, they're like,
yeah,
oh, you're so nice.
You're so nice, exactly. Yeah.
like the tone of
Yeah.
surprise always.
Yeah,
And it doesn't feel like a compliment though in this way.
Yeah, I'm
you know?
like,
yeah, yeah, exactly.
They're like, well, I am.
and
Well, okay, about yourself. Let's not make it so difficult for you. About yourself, because I'm make it quick.
misconception about myself that I'm not as perfect as I actually am.
But you are.
I agree.
that's what she's trying to say.
A movie of Tigers that you really like and the one that you don't. A decision of Krishna that you are not really particularly fond of, and something about the MMA night that you are, of course, amazingly proud of.
Okay, so my favorite movie of Tiger till date is War. My least favorite movie of Tiger till date is Heropanti 2.
Probably
And-
the blabbermouth.
Yeah, definitely Blabbermouth. Definitely Blabbermouth. It was harmless, but traumatic at that point for me more than her.
I love this.
And a decision that I'm so proud of is that she chose to make her own path away from the film industry. Everything we have in our life is due to this film industry of ours, So you have to give full gratitude for that, But I'm so proud that she didn't take the easy way, and she chose to take the harder path and
Create the brand.
Create her own brand. Yeah, exactly. That's really tough. And then she chose to do something like when you were chatting, in a field that's dominated by men, She is most certainly the only woman in the entire world to own her own fight promotion.
And now for the last one, your advice to young mothers. When you were young, like you said, you started off very young, so I want to particularly ask for young mothers who start off and the worries that you have. If you had to give them a quick one-liner, what would you tell them?
I would say trust your instinct, because somehow there's that mother instinct that kicks in when you hold your first baby in your arms, And so definitely trust that instinct. And like I said, always keep the communication open between you and your children. And you will prevent a lot of unhappiness if you do that, for sure.
Okay, let's go. A rumor about yourself that makes you laugh.
That makes me laugh.
It has to be like a ridiculous one.
I don't think I've really given people a chance to create rumors about me because I've been pretty
Pretty honest
authentic
about
and
it.
honest
Yeah.
about everything.
Oh, that is pretty true.
Yeah.
If you have not done things the right way, who would you first go to and why? Would you go to your father or would you go to your mother?
I would actually go to both of them. Yeah,
Really like make them sit with them and
both
sort
of them. Mom can vouch for this. I do it all the
Amazing.
time. I'll go to mom first and get her opinion, and depending on how she reacts, if I need a second opinion. But I mean, if my answers are, or if my questions answered through mom, then I end it at that.
If you had a word to describe your relationship with your mother and your father, what would those be and why?
I think mom, it's just happiness.
Yeah, that is so beautiful.
I genuinely just feel so much happiness, like
Positivity.
positivity. Mom's a ray of light,
Yeah,
and
she is.
even just she's the person I want to hang out with the most over my best friends, over my whoever it is like close to me in my life. I just have the most fun with my mom.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're getting all full pointers.
That's so nice.
Dad is actually my safe space.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sweet.
When I'm around Dad, when we're together, I feel invincible. I feel like
Yeah.
nothing
Wow.
can touch me, and I'm just very secure.
But I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Quickly, I asked her that. A quality about your mother, father, and your brother that you feel is great, and the other, not so much.
Okay, I'll start with mom.
Okay.
What I love about mom is the fact that we have this open communication between us, and I'm able to go, to her with everything. And I think the one quality I dislike is probably mom can be a little volatile and reactive, so if something triggers her and angers her, I feel like she can it escalates real quick, and it didn't have to get to where it went to. So that's probably one thing.
Okay.
We both kind of
That
have
could
that.
be menopause also.
I think it is, because you weren't
It can
always
be.
like that.
The hormones are all over the place
Yeah.
again, right?
Yes.
Krishna.
Dad,
Yeah.
a quality I don't like about him. I think Dad, he still, if it has to do with my personal life, and I genuinely want his advice and opinion, and I care to have it at that moment, he shies away from that topic still. So I don't have that relationship with him, like my mom and I do. The thing I love about him is there's so much. I just feel like my brother and I want to embody his values. His values are so solid, and I would say definitely that. Tiger, the thing I don't like about him is when you come to him with a problem,
Yeah.
he's there for you. And this is one thing I like about him, actually. He's very non-judgmental, no matter what the situation is, who the person is I'm talking about, he'll never have judgment towards it. But when I do go to him with something, he'll be listening, but then slowly, like mom said, zones out. And at the end of it, I have to repeat half my story all over again, and this is constant.
What is one thing about your mother that you truly were proud of in her journey?
I think, my mom, she definitely has tendencies to be more of an introvert, and like she said, a homebody. But I think through finding her passion with Matrix Fight Night, she's really come out of her shell. She's taken ownership, and she's not afraid to get out there and just be that center of attention that she deserves.
I love that. Oh, I love that. Okay, and because you brought up MMA Fight Night, I must ask you, this is a fun question. If there are two actors you think should be on that stage for a fight night, for a charity event, who would that be and why? And who do you think is going to be the winner?
See, I feel like my brother, he's such a lover, not a fighter, but he is definitely a lover, not a fighter, but, he has the skill set for it.
Yeah.
So definitely him. It's a hard one.
I exactly thought what you're going to say, but I'm like, oh, it shouldn't be that hard.
I'll put myself in there with him.
Ooh.
I'm not an actor, but I'll
sure.
put myself in there with him.
Wow.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. But you all
House
have
full
done-
right there.
It will be house. But I'm saying that I don't even want to ask the question who will win. I have a feeling you will. I don't know. I feel that, but I
I
mean,
think he's grown to be a gentleman now, so
Yeah.
he'll
He'll
allow
let me
his
win.
sister to win.
or maybe she really wins it, and then he says, "But I let you win," which your sisters do. I would have gone harder on you, but then mom just said,
Either way, it's a win-win for him.
Yes.
and because this is a hypothetical fight, I want to know what would you tell them before they go on stage, saying, "Don't kill each other. This is not that serious."
I would just say, watch out for the faces, guys.
This is the money
The
maker.
minute of the money maker.
Watch out for the faces.
I love that. One thing about the industry that you really like, and one thing that you hope changes.
What I really like about the industry, and I can only speak for my own experience, is the fact that it's really given, like I said earlier, it's allowed me to have a platform to be able to, and a sort of head start to be able to chase my dream. So I'm really grateful for what it's given my family and the position it's given us to have given me, the ability to do so. And something I don't like about the industry, the part of, like, it's part and parcel where, you put yourself out there to be criticized and judged and, everyone has an opinion about you. I just wish that those people knew the extent of what it takes to do what these guys and women do, It's not all glitz and glamour. It's a very difficult industry and a very difficult one to, achieve what my brother specifically has achieved in such a short period of time. So I just wish that people were more understanding of that and live and let live, man. That's it.
100%. And advice from your mom that you are definitely going to always remember.
From my mom, I think probably everything has its timing. So me, I tend to be like my mother, a little bit of a reactive person, but I think she's recently definitely more so tried to instill that in me, and I believe that's something I definitely have also become better at. I think I'm able to control the way I feel at a certain point if it doesn't require that reaction at that moment. Let it just kind of play out, and the time for that will come.
Beautiful. Yeah. And because you said you're more protective, and I know that, I've heard that also, what is one most protective thing that you've done for your brother? And maybe even for your mother, if there has been that.
So certain people that both of them have had in their lives at some point, I haven't particularly liked. I have a strong intuition. And I trust my intuition, and if my guard comes up, it comes up, and unfortunately or fortunately, those people will know.
Yeah, but I love that. It's the way, and even for your mom, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You have to have that one person in your family doing that.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes the other members don't, and I feel similar to this, and there has to be someone doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can't put up that face.
Yeah. Like, just let's smile through it because you have to be nice and whatever. I love that. Way to go. All right. I think you've done very well.
I think I won it.
You were very good. But I think somewhere she gave those emo answers. But we're going to end at that note and let me see if you can get the emo answer bit right. Just look at her trying to say it. Sappy all the way. If there's one thing that you'd like to tell your mom on today and that you felt like you've never really told that way, what would that be and why?
I'm blessed to have you as a mom in my life, and I truly mean it when I say that I feel like my life is happier, easier, better, all the good, positive adjectives with you in it. And I hope and I wish that I'm born to you in every lifetime.
Oh my God! I'm going to give a lot of time pointers to her for that. That's beautiful.
It's true, though.
It's true.
Of course it is.
Thing a mom could hear.
Yeah.
Listen, this is the best way to celebrate Mother's Day. And I've celebrated Mother's Day with two awesome women. I think I felt like Krishna and me were celebrating you in a way and asking those questions more for you. And I think what you both have created, your own identities and this absolutely sacred space, this beautiful bond between mother and daughters is how the world should perceive these relationships. keep it simple, honest, and loving. And this is what I see on Mother's Day. Thank you for letting me be a part of this journey and spending some time with me discussing all of this. I hope you guys had fun.
We did. It was nice.
Wonderful. And thank you so much.
Happy Mother's Day!
Happy Mother's Day to all the amazing mothers out there, and you guys are the true superheroes. So
Wow.
thank you for all that you do.
Thank you.
Completely agree. Mothers are the true superheroes. Thank you once again. Happy Mother's Day and keep watching Zoom.